Hello and welcome to pmclounge.com. Today we are talking about a very important topic, and the question that we are discussing today is, let's say you are a startup organization or you are a smaller organization, right? Not as big as those multinational companies out there that champion the process of project management. You are a fairly new organization or a fairly small organization. How do you introduce project management in your organization? How do you introduce the methodology to use? How do you make sure that your team, right, is delivering projects based on the principles of project management? So why do that? Before we get into how you should introduce project management in your organization, let's talk about why do you want to have organization that follows a project management process, that uses a project management methodology. Why do so? So the first thing is, even if you're a startup organization, even if you're a smaller organization, your organization is still delivering projects. There is some sort of project management which is automatically being done in your organization, because organizations deliver projects, and if there's no agreed upon methodology in the place, the project manager or whoever is leading the effort is going to take his or her own decision and kind of ride along the way to make sure that the projects are delivered. So some amount of project management is definitely being done in your organization already. Whether you know it or you don't know it, you may be doing it subconsciously if you don't know it. That's one thing. So if you have a standardized project management process or a project management methodology that your organization follows, this will have repetitive advantage, so that all projects in your organization can follow the same path. Process will be in place, templates will be in place, which can be used by all the project managers, which can be used for delivering all the projects. So that is one of the reasons why you should have an agreed upon project management methodology in your organization, even if it is a startup, even if it is a smaller organization. Now, 5 things that you should take care of when it comes to introducing the project management methodology or the project management process in your organization are: number 1 is you need buy-in. So you need the top management, the higher authority, the decision-making folks. You need to have their buy-in before starting this entire project of introducing project management in your organization. This is in itself a good project, right? So before you kick that off, you need to have the buy-in of the folks that matter. The CXO level people, right? The people who pay the money, people who make decisions in your organization. So the first thing that you need to do is to make sure that the top management is aware that this is something that you are going to be introducing, and not just aware, but they agree to it. They have bought the idea that the organization must have a project management methodology in place. Now, the bigger the organization, the longer it is going to take to introduce project management, to introduce a project management methodology across the board, right? That's one thing. And like I said earlier, this is a project in itself, right? Now, second thing is you need to understand what kind of projects your organization delivers, right? What are the type of these projects? Are they following agile methodology without even knowing it? Are they following waterfall model without even knowing it, right? Your projects, are they long-term projects? Are they short-term projects? Is the end result used by a customer? Are those internal projects or external projects, right? The end products, the end product or service or whatever the outcome of the projects is, are they being used by internal customers or external customers? How rigid are the deadlines? And how often do you get requirements? Are they frozen in the beginning itself, or do the requirements keep coming in? So this is something that you need to understand from the perspective of the kind of projects your company delivers as a whole, right? So we are not talking about drilling down on every single project. We are just talking about at a higher level what kind of projects is your company delivering? The third point here is to analyze the details of a project. Let's take one project as a pilot and let's analyze every single detail of that project. So we are talking about individual projects here. We try to see, okay, what are the tools or softwares that are used as part of delivering this project? That's one thing to understand, right? You can understand what is the success criteria for the project. How do you make sure once you're done with a certain project, how do you measure the success of that project? Was that a project a success or a failure? How do you measure that, right? So if you kind of pick a single project out of the several projects that your company is delivering, that your organization is delivering, and you do a deep dive analysis on it, you will understand what kind of software is being used, what kind of tools are being used, what kind of methodology is being used, and what is the success criteria. Are they using agile? Are they using waterfall, right? So when you do so for significant amount of projects, at least let's say 5 or 10 projects, you will be able to understand how the company is operating, right? Next thing is you need to discuss on pain points and the areas of improvement. So the projects that you selected, 5 or 10 projects that you selected to do your study on, speak to their project managers, speak to their project teams, speak to their sponsors, speak to their end customers, and try to understand what are the pain points, existing pain points in the system, right? And those are the points that you can kind of collate and make sure that you improve on those points, right? You need to make sure that by introducing the process of project management, introducing the methodology of project management, which will be agreed upon by the entire organization, that process, that methodology should address the existing concerns. Or there's no point in introducing something new when you're not even dealing with the existing pain points, right? So that is point number 4, where you should collate the pain points and you should try to see how you can improve on those pain points, what are the areas of improvement. Finally, number 5 is to execute, right? Get down on the ground and execute, right? So by this time, when you have all the projects, you have done your deep study, you have taken a look at the areas of improvement, you will have a fair idea. If you are a project manager with loads of experience, you will have a fair idea what kind of methodology should be proposed. So it's time for execution. You need to propose that methodology. Now, not just propose, but there are a lot of things that come with it. When you're proposing a project management methodology, do you have the tools and templates that the project managers and the project teams need to use, right? Let's say you are proposing your project management methodology and you are making sure, let's say one of the pain point was change requests. During the entire time of the project, change requests keep coming, right? So if you are introducing a new project management methodology or an improvement in the existing methodology, and you introduce change management, do you have the templates that the teams need to fill in, or whoever is requesting for the change needs to fill in, right? So you need to introduce these templates. You need to introduce softwares that should be used to track every single change request. You need to introduce how these changes are impacting the existing iron triangle of project management, right? The scope, the cost, the schedule, the quality, how is it being impacted? So you need to introduce a lot of these things when you do execution, right? Tools, templates, softwares, what is the kind of training that people would need to introduce this change, right? So that was point number 5, where you basically get down and introduce and execute this change and introduce a new project management methodology in your organization. A quick recap. Number 1 is you need to have the buy-in from top management, because they are the one who are going to pay the money. They are the one who are going to, sponsor this entire project of introducing a project management methodology or improving on the existing methodology. Point number 2 is try to understand what kind of projects your company or your organization is delivering right now. Point 3 is take 5 or 10 projects out of this entire list of projects that your company delivers, right? take a sample of 5 or 10 projects, do a deep dive study on those projects, and try to understand the deadlines, try to understand the kind of methodology being followed right now, right? And try to understand how requirements are tackled, how changes are tackled, how risks are tackled, right? Stuff like these. How are these tackled? So you need to do a deep dive study of those 5 to 10 projects. Number 4 is you need to discuss on the pain points. What are the existing pain points in the current methodology that is being used, that is employed, right? And how can whatever that you are going to propose improve the situation? And number 5 is doing the execution, making sure the trainings are in place, making sure the templates are in place, the tools are in place, the softwares are in place, and everything is in place before you can roll out this new methodology or an improvement in the existing methodology. So I hope this was clear. I hope it was helpful, specifically for those who were requesting for something like this, a video like this to be made. That's all that I had in this video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Don't forget to check out the website pmclounge.com, your #1 free PMP resource. We are all about PMP and we are all about project management. Thank you and have a nice day.